really need to take the ACT in this day and age, right? I mean, COVID happened and all these schools went test optional, so why should I even take it if it could possibly disadvantage me? It doesn't really make sense, right? Wrong. In this video, we're going to be talking about why you should take the ACT and also the reasons why people say those kind of things. We're going to talk about your different options that you have in this as of the publication date of this video in 2022. So let's talk about why people say these sort of things. Well, one of them is the same reason you probably clicked on this video. You saw that there could be a way that you don't have to take a test, and nobody likes taking tests. And so you're like, that's great, I want to pick that route. If it exists, I mean, I should do it, right? The problem with these types of mentalities is that they fail to see all of the facts of how the admission process works. And the people who spread these ideas generally don't have an understanding of how the admission process works at various universities. So let's help you get one. Before we talk about that, there are three different types of universities that we need to understand. Here are three vocab words you're going to want to pay attention to: test blind colleges, test optional colleges, and test required colleges. Let's talk about the first one. Test blind colleges are colleges that no matter what, if you submit your ACT score or not, they will not take it into consideration in the admissions process. Now, if you're only applying to test blind colleges, then that's a great idea. Don't take the ACT. However, the list of colleges that are test blind is very small. I'm going to put it up right here so that you can see. And if one of the universities you want to apply to is not on that list, taking the ACT probably is for you. The second type of college is a test optional college. This is a term people throw around a lot and mix up with test blind. Test optional means that you don't have to submit your ACT score, but if you do, it will be considered in the admissions process. So people ask the question, well, if I don't have to submit my ACT and I have a lower ACT than my GPA would probably indicate, why would I do it? It would disadvantage me, right? Wrong. The whole reason that test optional was created was to be able to help those students who are an exception. The students that maybe for some extenuating circumstance weren't able to take the ACT. So it's to help. So a test optional admissions process advantages the type of student who maybe fled their country from a war that was happening and immigrated to the United States. And so because of that, they weren't able to take the ACT. But other than that, they're very intelligent and are going to succeed because of XYZ things that they've shown. So if you are not an extenuating circumstance, test optional can only disadvantage you, and your admission to the university would be much more likely if you submit an ACT score, especially one that fits into the criteria of the ACT scores they normally admit. Let's talk about the last option. The last option is test required schools, and these schools are schools that in order to apply, you have to have an ACT score. So no matter what, they're not going to consider you unless you submit a score. So to go over, we went over test optional, we went over test blind, and test required schools. And we also talked about why it's very important for you to take the ACT. I encourage you to go out and find ACT resources that are helpful to you, study, and get the scores that you want to get. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time. If you guys need any ACT resources, or if you're looking for something to be able to help you get the score that you want, I have created an online ACT program that has been very successful in helping students to be able to get where they want to go. I myself went from a 24 to getting 36s in all of the sections and have learned all the things that are necessary to be able to improve your score at every level. I'm going to put a link to that program below in the description. If you are not interested in that, check out my other videos, my other free resources I've created. They're very helpful in being able to help you learn about the ACT and how to improve on the ACT. I will see you guys next time.